explore the arts. And I even was thinking about putting together something visually where they could answer questions visually too, by drawing and showing the art speak in that way also. Mine was a multiple choice test. Too easy, too obvious. So that I need to develop better.
What caused you to come to that conclusion that it was too easy?
When everybody passed.
Okay. That'll do it.
Everybody did great on the test. And I was thinking, wow, I either am a really good teacher or they're really smart.
So what was your next step after that?
The next step is to explore the methods of implementation, and that's what we're working on now, is redoing the pre-tests. So we have a post-test that we can give them.
What kind of things can you do to make sure it's not too easy this time?
I'm just going to...
Do you have people that you can help you with that?
Yeah.
Do you need help from us?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I do. I think because in art we don't do a whole lot of testing. Our
Right.
testing is visual for projects. And so I think with the SILs and with the BPs, you all could help us out tremendously as far as looking at these tests. Do they correspond to the high school level? And are we covering what we need to cover?
Well, one thing, and I'm on the math group, and that's an area that's not in my area, so that's good for me, that's growth too.
Right.
But one thing that we're doing is we're incorporating it throughout all the content areas, but we're having the math people do the help write the CFAs.
Yes, so are we.
So even if they're not writing them, so you do have help from your literacy folks. So what's their part, I guess?
They are writing the CFAs.
Okay.
And then they're teaching us how to implement those.
Okay.
And that has been huge, big help so far. We just had our first lesson on inference, and now I know what to do tomorrow.
Good.
And so that has helped tremendously, and I appreciate their help. I know it's above and beyond what they're expected to do, but it really helps us out.
Well, and I think that's something we have learned too, is that we're having people that are non-content folks trying to do something that they don't know it. I mean, it's not that they don't know it. They probably use it day to day, but they don't know what it is, what it looks like, and how, especially how to teach and assess
Right.
it. So to have the people that do know how to do that help us,
Right.
it's just a smart move. So
Very smart.
So that's good. So then your plan to move forward
For next year, this is a 3-year plan, and we're going to review the data, and we're going to make whatever changes are needed. Again, I think a good plan is always being revised, and so hopefully through the years we'll get better and better at this.
So your plan is to take the current teacher plan that you have, your personal development plan, incorporate not only what you're doing or have already started, but incorporate, I'm just trying to summarize here, sorry, but to not only incorporate what you're already doing, but incorporate what the building is trying to do to address CSIP goals or school improvement goals. And your goal is going to continue on into not just this year, but next year. What are the goals that you have as a literacy group for just the CSIP this year? Is that 2 years, or is that just to a certain point?
I think that is 1 year.
Okay. To the Iowa assessments?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll look at that data. Did we improve, and why did we improve, or why didn't we improve? We'll look at that as a whole group. And I think the SILs are heavily involved in it, too.
Will that help you and your art department with your 3rd year?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Big time. And, I mean, through admit questions and all these things, you know, giving us resources, telling us, you know, what are some good strategies that we can use within our content area. That is huge, and I think we'll revisit that and see what works and what doesn't work.
Good. Well, it sounds like you have a good plan. It sounds like you're going to be revising this somewhat. If you do want to try and bring in the CSIP, it sounds like you need to pull that in some way. I think that would be a good thing. What about what you need from us? Is there anything else besides you mentioned that you need just to continue that's not what you teach day to day, so you need that support. as far as maybe curriculum people, the literacy folks, continuing us overseeing and making sure that all the things are in place for everybody across the content. Is there anything else that we can help with?
Time and patience.
Time and patience. Okay.
Because it is hard for us who are not
Absolutely.
experts at something to be required to bring something in that we're not.
Well, and I think when you mention that, time and patience from us, I think that one of the things is that our staff feels safe and comfortable in bringing up where they don't have the right resources or they're not comfortable doing things.
Right.
And really fully collaborating together to make sure that we can meet that goal. I believe another thing, and you can speak to this too, is we are really pushing to hit certain concepts throughout the year, and we have a cutoff, and then we have that month that we're really going to also work with testing skills, and I think that's a plus too.
That will help tremendously.
So and maybe that will help with the other parts of your goals.
Yeah, and as we go through these Iowa assessments, we're finding that some of the questions aren't that great. You know, some of the questions are complicated. So if we go through testing skills with the students, they'll understand a little better about how to actually test and when they run into that problem. So.
All right, well, it sounds good. I think what we need to do now is we just need to maybe, will you need to get with your department to do some revisions? And then we'll, if, again, you can just let me know a date that's a good date that we can go over and look it over and we can get it signed. And we'll set a review date. It'll probably be next spring. We could even, well, some of it we can look at next spring as you look at your own data, and then the Iowa assessment stuff probably won't come in until the summer, and we'll have to look at them probably next fall.
Okay, sounds good.